Hi, we're here today with Luck Charm Stu. Thank you for being here, Luck Charm.
Oh, thank you for having me.
We want to talk today about the definitive guide to gay Feng Shui dating. Can you tell me a little bit about this book?
The definitive guide to Feng Shui dating came about basically because as a gay man, it's a little harder. It was a little harder for me to determine how my personal resonance, worked into Feng Shui. So through trial and error, I came up with the gay Feng Shui formula to determine your personal qua based on my own experiences and out of my own knowledge of Feng Shui.
So this is different from the traditional Feng Shui tips that you would find.
Yes, it is, and I believe that the emperors in China sort of suppressed the notion that homosexuality was something you were born with, and it was your own chi. They like in Western culture suppressed it because it wasn't necessarily conducive to what their goals were at the time.
Right. So what's different in the traditional way?
Well, I look at a person's body as more of a vehicle made up of an energy resonance, yes, but the driver of that is your soul. It's your essence. It is who you are at the core. And so I base the formula of your personal qua, which is the same as if you were a man or a woman, but based on a certain criteria of knowledge about yourself, which only you, as a gay man or lesbian woman, could answer.
Okay, so I don't quite follow here. You said it's the same, but yet it's different. So
it is different because some gay men will gravitate automatically towards a nurturing role or a feminine role in, the subculture. They could be called a bottom per se, or a submissive man, and not all gay men are that way. I mean, yes, from a straight point of view, maybe they think all gay men are that way because it's stereotypical. But the reality is there are just as many butch men who really prefer to be on top, really prefer to be the protector, the provider of the household.
So this affects their personal qua or their personal energy resonance.
Exactly. Rather than their genitalia, which traditional Feng Shui is based on genitalia, which is a good way to do it if you know you're straight. And I'm not going to give that, I'm not going to poo-poo that, because straight men and straight women, they have it a little bit easier because, they don't have to really dig deep inside and find out exactly who they are.
I see. So we're talking here about short-term dating or for long-term relationships?
Well, actually, this is about, finding a date that would be more likely to manifest into a long-term relationship rather than just, cruising the bar and, having a little,
Yes, right.
You know what I mean?
Yes, indeed. This does work, though, for cruising the bar as well, right?
Well, I mean, if you're just out for cruising, who really cares? I mean, let's face it. If you just want to bang a little and do a little, just go and do that. I mean, this is really for somebody who's really looking to do a little more with their date than, sleep with them.
Right. So now, this depends on finding my personal qua, knowing who I am, and that will adjust my personal or energy resonance. Do you have charts to do this with in the book, or are there some ways that...
Actually, the book lays out a questionnaire, and hopefully it is helpful to you as a gay man or a lesbian woman to determine your preference, what you gravitate towards, not what you think you are, but rather where you really are. And then, once you have that knowledge, it gives you the formulas in which to determine your personal qua from scratch, meaning pencil and a piece of paper. Very simple math. You're talking 2 + 2. If you can balance your checkbook, you can do this. Really, it's that simple. Then we take it one step further and we show you the shortcuts so that now you know how to do it, but you don't have to do it every single time. I think knowledge is really important to have the basics so that you understand where those energy resonances, quad numbers came from. But once you know how that occurs, then really you just want the bottom line. And thus we've set up tables to help you do the match.
This would be really handy for online dating, wouldn't it? So you could go through all those profiles rapidly.
Absolutely. I mean, the fact is, there is friendships, there are buddies, F buddies, whatever, out there. But then there are those that you really, really ought to be looking at if you want to have a partner, somebody that you might want to raise a child with, somebody you might want to actually own property with, somebody that you would actually want to take care of or be taken care of by. And when you start talking about that higher level of a relationship, then, it's a little less about, how pretty a person's face is, as opposed to what necessarily is their energy resonance and whether or not it's compatible with your own.
Wow, that's a lot to think about. And it's all included in this one CD-ROM. That's really amazing.
Well, again, these are my theories at this moment in time about how this works. And it so far has worked well for me. And that's why I'm really, I really wanted to share it with the gay community. That maybe they may want to look at gay Feng Shui rather than look at just Feng Shui.
Once again, the name of the book is A Definitive Guide to Gay Feng Shui Dating by Luck Charms 2. And thank you, Luck Charm, for being here with us today.
And thank you for having me.